When I see your face, I feel the sun inside me rise. And everything awakens in the sweet paradise. If there's anything I can do, when your bones are cold and you're blue,
How you guys doing? So excited to be here and do a little Q&A with you guys today. I have been thinking while I was on vacation how I'm going to provide a little bit more service to you, and we came to the conclusion that we need to do a little Q&A with you and help you to really get a little deeper into this information, because it's extremely powerful. What I did share with you, some of you might have thought that it was a little bit too much. I don't blame you, because it is extremely deep. But when we reading and rereading it and use the Q&A that I shared with you, and if you are not familiar again with the question, it's because that you haven't logged in to your membership site, which you're going to find this into marcjospierre.com, and then you go into membership area where you will find the article, you will find as well the questions, and you need to get emotionally involved with those questions, because only when you're repeating those that it's going to start making sense to you. So it's really important that you get there and you get to know a little bit better what are those questions, what they are all about, and that are truly playing with this idea, playing with it, so you can start getting the results that you want. So if you want to jump right in, first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start sharing a little bit of the text with you. So I'm going to reading it and just play with it again, and then you can start asking questions. You can put it down into the comment box at the bottom, and I'm going to get into it in a moment. So before I'm doing this, just let me see if everything is in order. Yes, perfect. I see there's some people that start logging in right now. That's all what I want to see. All right. So the syllabus, because that's the name of what I did share with you, goes like this. There's a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the inner spaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. I can form things in my thought, and by impressing my thought upon the formless substance, I can cause the thing I think about to be created. In order to do this, I must pass from the competitive to the creative mind. I must form a clear mental picture of the thing I want, and I must hold in my mind this picture in my thought with the fixed purpose to get what I want, and the unwavering faith that I will get what I want, closing my mind to all that may tend to shake my purpose, dim my vision, or quench my faith. I may receive what I want when it comes. I must act now on the people and things in present environment. How beautiful is that? That is just absolutely spectacular. I love this. I mean, I repeat this. I'm studying this right now every single day. Every day I'm repeating this again and again and again. Why? Because if I impress this thought upon my subconscious mind, what it's going to do is it's going to help me to really start having this into my habits. And because it becomes a habitual behavior, I'm going to start bringing this and living that way. So that is the way that you're going to be able to make that part of your mind. I want to look at the different people that I see here. I say, like, there's some people watching. Beautiful. Hi, happy to have you with us. It's 5 a.m. here in Bangladesh. Well, it's 5 a.m. somewhere, right? Good to have you here at 5 a.m. in Bangladesh. Made it for starting this round. Beautiful. Hello, hello. I learned so much about creative mind. Josh is here. Just make sure that you get emotionally involved with the text that I shared with you, but as well, you need to answer the questions that I did share with you. And what's important is the question. I'm not going to say what John McEnroe was saying after that, but he's always talking about the question. So you need to get emotionally involved with that question. Hi to you, Josh. Happy to have you here. I'm still working on getting my login. To get your login, you need to go into the membership site, right? You must have received an email from us, which it tells you to create a login for yourself. So then you can enter into the membership site, and then you can get, first of all, the article, and second, the question that goes with it. But I'm going to go through the question. First, it says, how does thought create from the formless substance? Because I did share as well the article of lesson 4. So how does thought create from the formless substance? Well, if we are going with the syllabus, it tells you exactly how it works. There's a thinking stuff from which all things are made. So the thinking stuff is the energy field, right? You can call it God if you believe in God. You can call it the universe. You can call it infinite intelligence, formless substance. It doesn't really matter what brand you're putting it on it. The thing is, everything comes from that. And that is a thinking stuff. Okay? A thought in substance, in this substance. So if you're thinking into the energy field, if you're thinking and you're connecting with God while you're thinking, and you get in harmony with it, it will produce the thing that is imaged by that thought. So if you have a picture in your mind and you put that picture into the formless substance, into the source where everything is made, it has to produce that picture. As a matter of fact, you're thinking about something, and in the formless substance, thing is created instantly. Now, the thing is, how do we bring this into material form? Which basically, this is exactly what lesson 2 is all about, is how do we use the law of attraction? Because in the law of attraction, there's a missing piece. We talk about the law of attraction, but the truth is, the law of attraction is a secondary law. The first law is the law of vibration. So how do you change your state of vibration to start attracting to you the corresponding vibration? Because you will always receive the same that the energy that you're putting out. That's why that the thought that you're putting out needs to be very clear, very defined. And we talked about this in lesson 1. When you're working with your goal, with your vision, though that vision needs to be so defined, so clear, crystal clear, it needs, like, the shape, the form, the density, all of this needs to be so defined, because that is what you're going to hold in your mind. And as you're impressing this thought upon formless substance, it's going to create that same image into physical form. So you can form things in your thought, And by impressing your thought upon formless substance, you can cause the thing you think about to be created. How cool is that? How powerful is that? And that is truly what you need to be thinking. How can I impress my thought upon formless substance so I can cause the thing I think about to be created? Okay, so it's very important to really make sure that what you're thinking, it's exactly what you want. And don't let your mind just like, go with the wind, because if you let your mind going with the wind, what you're going to get is whatever the wind's going to bring to you. All right, so who else? We are all creative. Actually, I love the way Wallace talks about that. He said that we need to use the creative process. And when you start thinking about the creative process, you're going to start realizing that if you align yourself with truly what you want, you will be able to start creating what you want. And the more you get emotionally involved with this, the more you get involved with the law of cause and effect, you're going to start creating what you're putting out, because your focus needs to be on the cause. Your focus needs to be on the cause. Don't like yes, you can have in your mind the effect, but truly what you need to be focused on is the cause. The cause is your actions. So the thought that you're getting emotionally involved, so the thought that you're putting emotion in it, will change your state of vibration that you are in, which we are utilizing the law of cause and effect, and we're utilizing the primary law, which is the law of vibration. The action that you're taking are charged with that same vibration, which will create a reaction or an attraction, if you prefer, which creates your result. And the result is the effect. But your entire focus needs to be on the cause. Your entire focus needs to be on making sure that the action you're taking are action charged with the right vibration. Does that make sense what I'm saying? I want to hear a little bit from you. I want to hear, like, what is it that you see, and how can I help you to make sure that you bring this lesson home, because this is very important, guys. If you are not utilizing the laws in your favor, you will always come in second into everything that you're doing, and you're not going to get the results that you're looking for. So make sure that you're truly utilizing the laws the way it's designed to be used, and you're utilizing those laws in your favor. Okay? What are you saying? What are your thoughts? What are you what's the word? Do you have any questions? Do you want me to clarify something out of this? We are causing with our thoughts, the thoughts that flow to and through us from infinite intelligence. Absolutely. But again, you're in charge of the thoughts, you're in charge of the feeling, you're in charge of action. That is what you can control. The rest, the reaction and the effect, so the result, you have no control directly on this, and you should not try to control the reaction, because the reaction is God's It's God's responsibility. I see here, Shane, Mark, can you please illustrate the creative process in visual form? Let me see if I can do that. I did that yesterday, and it was helpful for some of you. So let me share with you how I'm doing that. Okay, in visual form, how do we work with the creative process? This, by the way, you won't find this into this. What we're doing normally is we're utilizing into our bigger program. We are teaching this and we're working with this all the time, okay? But I'm gonna start like playing with this a little bit so you can start seeing how that we work with the creative process, okay? So what I do with the creative process is I'm gonna use and I'm gonna say that this represents you, okay? All right. Actually, let me redo that. I'm gonna redo that because I need to do it properly. Okay, so this is you, right? And if you've been to one of our webinar, Paradigm Shift, you probably saw Bob doing that, right? So this will represent your mind. So let's say that you desire to earn, let's put it $1 million. So I want to earn $1 million, right? So this is what I'm going to put in my mind as a thought. So in my mind, I'm putting that I want to earn $1 million. What is really important, guys, is that you are getting emotionally involved in your subconscious mind, and that you're getting emotionally involved. So you need to put emotion with that thought of earning $1 million. Because if you're not emotionally involved, well, that $1 million is just a thought. But how your thought becomes thing is when you're truly getting emotionally involved. This is why we say you need to get in love with this idea. Now, what this is gonna do, it's gonna create a vibration in your body, okay? The vibration that you're gonna have in the body will make you move into action, okay? You're moving into action this way, okay? So, and then I'm gonna put like the word action here because that's really important. We need to have this very clear, okay? So that's the action that you're taking here. Now, your thoughts, your feeling, and your action, this is what is your attitude. This needs to be very, very clear. Now, what I like to do and the way I like to really play with that, because that's something that I'm doing every single day, is whatever you're thinking, what it does is you creating a seed. You're creating a little seed. And this seed is into the ether. Or if you prefer, this seed is into what I like to call it, the vortex. Okay? The vortex is the energy field that surrounds you. So as soon as you put that seed, as soon as you're thinking about something, what's going to happen is that something that you're thinking about will be automatically, it exists in physical, in form, but in the ether. So if you have an image, a clear image of what $1 million represents, that image into the ether, you just put a spiritual seed out there, okay? It exists into the ether. So what's happening is you're thinking about the million, you're getting emotionally involved, and then you're taking some action. The action you take in will create a reaction, which will always be equal in an opposite direction from what you've been thinking about. Okay, so you have here a reaction. So far so good. Now the reaction, which you don't have that much control on, other than you have the control on the thoughts, the feeling, and the action, the reaction will produce a result. Okay, so the reaction produce every time a result. Now most people, when they see that, it's just like, yeah, but Mark, I thought about $1 million, but I just got $20,000. I mean, like, how do you justify this? What's happening is the result you're getting, like this part here. Let me undo this. This part here is always a reflection of whatever is happening into your vibration. So the result and the vibration, sorry, let me undo this. I'm gonna put another color. Your result and this is always a match, guys. Your state of vibration, the results you're gonna get are always a match, always a match. So your question is gonna be, Mark, how can I get, you know, that $1 million to come down here with the thought that I'm having to come down here? So, and the idea is very simple, very, very simple. What you need to do is you need to continue day in, day out to get emotionally involved with this idea. So this idea, you need to continue to get emotionally involved. What is going to happen and emotionally involved, that means that you're putting your sweat, your soul, all of your energy, you're feeling so good about that $1 million. What it's going to do is going to gradually transform your vibration, which will charge the action you're going to take. The action you're taking will create a reaction, which eventually that is going to start coming down toward you and will be a match. So the vibration here, here, and here will be a match. When you have a match in all of those, this is where you're going to get your $1 million. Does that make sense? Very, very simple. Now, some people is going to look at this, it's just like, well, that's a bunch of barbeau. It's a bunch of like nonsense. That is the creative process in pictures. So what you got to do is you got to play with this. You got to play with it on a regular basis and see how that you can use this in your own personal thing, but play with it. Play with the numbers that you have. Maybe the number is not $1 million. Maybe for you, the number is $200,000. Play with that and see how you start playing with this idea and you start having the results that you want. Let me see, like the comments I'm having here. There's something. Thought, feeling, action, absolutely. Fall in love with the idea, absolutely. What $1 million represents, downstream. So again, the idea will always, like from the moment you're thinking about something, you're creating a seed. The more you get emotionally involved with that idea, the more that you're changing your state of vibration, the more you started connecting with the vibration of that idea. which for some of you, it maybe it feels a little bit, could be even hocus pocus, but that, my friend, is scientific. It works just like the same that the radio wave are creating. If I put a radio station right now at the channel 98.1, are you going to listen to what's broadcasting on 106.3? I'm asking you. Because your answer is going to be very clear and very quick. It's like, no, you can't. Broadcasting right now at 98.1 in your mind, are you going to get 106.3, which is the $1 million? No, you won't. So that is the same thing. So you got to broadcast at the same frequency, which you're doing this with your state of vibration, which you're doing this from your thoughts that you get emotionally involved with, that you are getting by getting emotionally involved, you're changing your state of vibration. And the action you're taking are charged with that vibration. That vibration is going to create a attraction or a reaction from the source, which if you stay on that frequency, at one point, you're going to have a match, and that's how you're going to start earning that $1 million. So Mark, the reaction creates the result. Correct. But the reaction, you have no control on it. You have control through your action, but the reaction is what is required from people, from God, from whatever is required for you to get to that $1 million or whatever you're looking for, which is going to create an effect, which is the results. But what you have control on is your thought, your feeling, and the action you're taking. The reaction, it might be someone from Singapore that needs to get in touch with you to make your combination come together and start creating the results that you're looking for. But you don't know that. And that is where most people are failing, because they don't have all the data. They don't have everything which will permit them to get the success they want, because they don't see everything. They're losing faith and they're giving up. But you don't know, there's a lot of data that you're missing, but those data is going to appear at the right time for you to achieve and to get to where you want to go and to what you want. But you've got to have trust, and the only way you're going to develop that trust and that faith is through getting emotionally involved with that idea. Stay involved with that idea, and the more you get involved with that idea, the more that you're going to connect with that right frequency, that right vibration, which will attract the right people, the right circumstances, the right event, everything required, the resources, the ideas for you to get to your goal. Make sense? Hope Mama, I asked for 100 million in 1 week. My hubby handed me $100. So I am on the right track. Absolutely, you're on the right track. Like, you don't know that $100, let's say that $100 you would invest it into a blue chip that goes absolutely viral, and then that company increased by 10,000 times. You don't know. That $100, you buy a lottery ticket, and then it turns into $1 million, which then you're going to invest it into something else, which will turn into 10 million, which you're going to invest it into something else, which will turn into 100 million. You're missing data. But the more you get emotionally involved with this idea, the more you're taking action with that right frequency, with that right vibration, you will get to your goal. That is a fact. That is the way it works. We understand this with frequency. We understand this with radio waves, with watching television. Now, if you go onto a TV station, you know that you need to go into that TV station if you want to watch sports, if you want to watch something. You're not going to go into another station to watch like something else, or to watch what you want to watch. You're not going to go to a different station that you know it's not there. So why are you doing this with your own frequency? Why are you doing this with your own mind? You see how messed up our understanding of the laws and our understanding of frequency and vibration is all, it's not properly used. This is why it's important for studying. This is why it's important that you are getting into the right frequency. And Michael saying vibration is everything. Energy is everything. Absolutely. Everything is vibration. Everything vibrates. Nothing rests. We live in an ocean of motion. Because everything is energy, and energy vibrates. Other questions? Other comments? If we don't have any more questions, we're gonna wrap it up. I have just arrived, but I have a question. Absolutely, Tanya. Tatiana, go ahead. And I really invite you as well to read this chapter, The First Principle in the Science of Getting Rich. I mean, that is a chapter that I'm reading every single day. I'm at day 69 right now, and I absolutely love this one. I have a lot of debts. What some is invested, but it puts lots of pressure on my relationship with my husband. How do I keep my energy positive? Well, focus on your goal. Focus on your vision. When someone is freaking out, well, he's freaking out because probably he's not understanding what's happening. And well, freaking out, it's not going to help you. I'll tell you that right now. So you need to find a way. And Bob is always saying, like my mentor is always saying, when you have debts, what you got to do is you got to do an automatic repayment plan. So you can spend some time and really focus to say, okay, how are we going to get out of this? Because if you're thinking, I want to get out of debt, I want to get out of debt, I want to get out of debt, what you're thinking is debt. So you're going to stay in for the rest of your life. Can't think that way. So you need to make a automatic repayment plan. Get in touch with your creditors and say, you know what, I cannot pay you right now, but this is the plan that I put in place. Most of them is going to say yes, and you're going to be surprised because they want their money. So most of them, they're going to say yes if you do a plan like this. And as you put your automatic payment plan for your debts, you don't think about it anymore because it is automatic. So it's going to take care of itself. You put it in place. And then you put all of your thoughts and your energy into how to create new sources of income. If you watch my Monday morning coffee, that's exactly what I talked about on Monday. I said, you've got to have your psychic source of income. So your primary source of income needs to be something you absolutely love. That's the first. This is where that you should put all of your energy. And then you are setting up new sources of income, which will surely make you rich. Very simple. That is how that you will be able to not think about your debts. But if you're thinking, oh, I need to pay my debt, I need to pay my debt, you're gonna stay in debt for the rest of your life. I promise you that. And I mean, like, my wife and I had that challenge at some point, and we took the decision, okay, we are going to pay this by the end of the year. And then we stopped thinking about it. And guess what happened? We stopped thinking about it and we start earning money, and it was paid by the end of the year. That's how you're doing it. But if you consistently thinking about that, thinking about your debts, you're going to stay there for the rest of your life. So you got to stop doing that. Make a plan with your husband, make a plan with your partner. And say, okay, this is the plan that we're going to put together, and we're going to fix that. And if you do this, I promise you, you're going to get out of it. Beautiful. Doing the payment plan. It's a great idea. You can read chapter 2 of You Were Born Rich book, which basically this is where Bob is talking about that. Like, You Were Born Rich. He talks exactly about reading, like, about the automatic payment plan, and then you never think about it again. All right. I'm having a question here. Let me see. I have read The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Waddle a few months back. Was not that much serious that time, just came through. Now reading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill with a reading circle of like-minded friends. Shall I go back to Waddles for a deep revision? Well, Waddles is not something that you read, something that you study. It's extremely deep. There's a lot of things into it. I've been studying this book since 2013, like, just to give you an idea, and I just started getting it. And I've been studying that kind of material for a long time. So you can always go back. You can always, like, play with the idea that is in this book. You're gonna read once, twice, 4 times, 5 times. I mean, at day 69 today of reading the same chapters, and there's things that I see every day that I haven't seen in the past 69 days. So it's through that repetition, because if you understand, like, what's happening when you're reading something is you start fading out, you start going into different space mentally. Like, you have some ideas that come in and out, so you're getting in and out of the book, so you're not fully attentive. Your will is not strong enough to be totally immersed into your reading. So most of the time, you come in and out of ideas, you come in and out of different thoughts. So absolutely, you should go back to it and you should study it. And I remember when I was in before I start, like, study seriously all this material, a friend of mine was saying, oh man, this year I read 20 books and so proud of it. I don't give a damn how many books you read a year. I really don't care. You understand what is in the book. Can you apply what you learned? Because no amount of information will make you rich. No amount of information will make you a manifestor. It's the understanding and the application of the information that matters. Sue is saying encourage positive brainstorming, but arguing doesn't help at all. Understand why he worries and redirect to possibilities and solution. Absolutely. Right? Monica says quality over quantity all the time, every time. I truly believe that if you do study, let's say that you study one book a year, if you read one book a year and you fully understand what this book says and you can apply it on a daily basis, everything that you learn, you will be rich. No doubt in my mind. But most likely you won't be able to do that because your habit's gonna say, oh, you read that book 3 times already. Like, why are you doing that? And you're gonna default back into what you know. This is exactly why people are working with us, because they want to develop that strong foundation to do and to have all the tools required in order to change habits like that, in order to create whatever they want to create the way they want to create it. Understanding and implementations. Absolutely, Michael. Yes, application is the main point, not reading only. But try to find people which are capable of applying what they're reading, especially if we're going into self-help material, because I was one of them. I mean, my first book that I read into this type of thing was in 1999, which that was the first book that stood about the power of mindset. In 2003, I did my first seminar, which was over the phone. Actually, I remember that today, which was with Mark Victor Hansen. Over the phone, I had a phone on my ear for an hour, listening to it, taking notes. There was no, that was internet, but there was no webinar of this nature. Like 2003, think about it. That was 5 years before Facebook came in. This is amazing to start thinking about it. I read so many books. I went to webinars, seminars. I invested money into this. But it was until that I truly invested into someone that proved it with results, that they know what they're talking about and they can teach it because they are conscious competent. There's a lot of people out there that are unconscious competent. They are competent, they are successful, but they are unable to explain it in an understandable, like in a way that everybody else can take it and apply it for themselves. So whatever they're writing, whatever they're teaching is pointless because they're talking about themselves, but the other person is unable to apply that. And when I found the person, finally, that's where I decided, okay, I'm gonna, because I mean, that's a long process, like 2003, like think about it, 16 years to bring me where I am now. But it took me 12 years to start to get involved into this endeavor and get involved with the right company, because there was a couple companies that I was looking into getting involved, but I decided, okay, I'm gonna go with them because to me, and it was the most expensive one. To me, that, like what I'm reading, what I'm seeing, it's the right way of doing it. After everything that I read, everything I got involved with, okay? So it's very, very important. Josh is saying that's why I love Bob Proctor. Absolutely, my man. Because he's proving it. He's doing this now for 58 years. 58 years. No, I was not, like most of us on this call was not even born when he started studying this. So he is the master. He is the best. No doubt in my mind. And I'm very, very privileged to be part of his inner circle and to be part of by being mentored by him. Any other questions, any comments, anything that you would like to clarify on the law of attraction, which truly is a secondary law? And that's the secret. This is really where the secret is the law of attraction is a secondary law. The law that you need to be emotionally involved with is the law of vibration. And how do you do that? Is by getting in love with your goal, getting in love with the vision that you are having. And if you do get in love with that vision, that goal, where you want to be, and you continue to get emotionally involved with that, it's going to change your state of vibration. And whatever action you're taking will be charged with that vibration. It's going to create a reaction. The reaction will be charged with that same vibration as well. It cannot be any other way. And it's going to create a result, which is an effect, the law of cause and effect. So all your focus should be on the cause, which is the action you're taking. But those action needs to be charged with the proper vibration. And that vibration that you want to charge those action is the vibration of your goal. It's the vibration of your vision. It's the vibration of your purpose, that's exactly what we talk about in lesson 1, right? In the first session, vision, goal, purpose, vision, and goal. Well, the movie, The Secret, I think it's good for people which are not initiated. I think it's a good thing, but they're lacking a lot of the important part. So yeah, you can watch it. I mean, I still love to look into it. Unfortunately, they took away one of the main character in it, which was Esther X. That actually, like, you know, the vortex that I'm talking about in the drawing I did earlier, that's coming from her. And they took it away, and they put as well Lisa Morris instead of her, and she doesn't have the same. So if you can put your hand on an old version of The Secret, absolutely, that's the real deal. The new version, I don't like it personally, but that's my own personal thing. So you shouldn't take my word for. By the way, that's something that I talked about with my consultants. I'm leading a group of consultants, and I said you should question everything. So when someone tells you something, when I'm telling you something, you should question it. It's just like, do I believe in that? Do I want to believe in that? Is this serves me? Because maybe some of the things I'm saying, they don't serve you. So you should question that. And if you have this inquisitive mind, what's going to do is it's going to really make you realize that a lot of the belief that you have are not aligned with where you want to go. So personally, I question everything that everybody says, and not in a negative way, but I'm asking, is this serves me? Is this something I want to believe in? I was just talking to a colleague of mine, and she was telling me something, and I was just like, I don't want to believe in that. I don't care. I don't care what people are saying. Like, that's not the way I'm operating. That is one of the reasons why I work for myself, because I don't want to have like those limitations. Your choice. Okay, so you should question everything, and see, is this serving me? Is this gonna help me to get to where I want to go? And if you do that, I promise you that you're gonna start believing in the things that really serves you and will help you to move forward toward what you want. Now, as you're thinking about other questions, I want for the ones in this group right now that are ready to get to the next level, I want you to get in touch. I'm talking only to the people that are ready. I want you to get in touch. Person that invited you to be part of the manifestation club. And I want you to say, like, what is the next step for me to get to where I want to go? Because I know that some of you are ready. I know some of you think that I like this, but it's not going fast enough. I want to get to the next level. So get in touch with the people that invited you here and ask them, what is the next step for me to get to my goal? Because a lot of you are missing that foundation. And that is what we're working on with the bigger program. Okay, we're working on the foundation. So that foundation is very, very strong. And you're having the tool to really focus and to really create everything that you desire in your life. All right? Beautiful. Any other questions? If not, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to go back to our family, our current activities. And if you're in sales, if you're into a business, just make sure that you're creating the proper conditions for you to get the results that you want. And remember, today is the only day you have. So make sure that you make this day productive. All right? Thank you so much for your time. Take advantage of this and get in touch with the person that invited you into this manifestation club. And we will help you to get to the next level. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic evening, day,